Viewers and listeners, here we are still with Unilode, and this is an absolute bonus for me now.
Really?
It's a bonus for me. The person that we're just finishing up with is Ziaad Hussain, Ziggy to most people in the industry, who's Vice President Business Development here with Unilode. Now Ziggy, I've known you an awful long time.
You have indeed, right? Yeah.
And one of the things that I would always say, I don't even know whether I said it to you, but you've got a great first impression, you've got great follow-up, you've got great personality, you're good fun to be with, but you also care about everything that you do. And I fully respect and admire for that. Now you came from a different side of the fence, and then you came in to the world of ULD, pallets, containers and managing and pooling and everything. What was your first impression when you came across?
I initially thought it was probably going to be the same as what I've done for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
When I was in cargo handling and ground handling.
Yeah.
But actually coming into asset management was very different. You know, we can all say that we see ULDs. When I walk around the warehouse, you were seeing AKEs, pallets.
Yeah.
You know, at one point when I started my career, we were actually loading pallets.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but then the way ULD management works, asset management is very different.
Yeah.
It is very different. There's a lot of, you know, things that get done behind the scenes that we don't see, or a lot of people in front facing don't see.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, the whole setup in terms of MRO, you know, in terms of managing it, the repairing side of it,
yeah.
all the accreditation that goes in, you know, through the MROs is very different. There's a lot to learn, to learn. It's not just a simple thing about, you know, here's a ULD, give it to an airline, lease it to an airline and crack on. And then on top of that, we've got the, you know, the digital side of it, you know, which makes it even more special, you know. And that was, I would say, a journey that we started on when I joined just under 3 years ago. You know, the digital was one aspect that really got me interested, and you know, 3 years on, nearly 3 years on, and where we are with it is fantastic. And seeing that whole, you know, process has been really good. And there's been a lot of things that I've had to learn on that as well through that journey.
I mean, I spent some time with you on a plane just recently, and
you did, yeah.
It was your enthusiasm and you really got a buzz about what you're doing, and obviously you've bought into the narrative and the storyline, and it comes across really well. Genuinely, I'm not just saying it now because I'm sitting here and I've had a nice pizza with you. I'm saying it genuinely, Ziggy. You come across very positive about what you do. So what would you say is that magic ingredient in Unilode that has made you so proud of what you're doing and aligned with such a brand and a cultural DNA? You have to
enjoy what you do. For me, it's the people. You know, there's certain individuals that we look up to. You know, for me, you know, obviously joining Unilode, coming from a ground handling background, was a big decision. You know, very different. You know, the scale of the business. And the important thing for us is this is a global business that we're, you know, kind of managing. So to answer your question is what makes it more, you know, keeps my energy levels on a day-to-day basis is the people, you know, the vision of people, you know, how they, you know, allow you to, you know, to carry out your duties on a day-to-day basis, you know. And the good thing for me is I've come from a background where, you know, I've worked on the shop floor. You know, I think I mentioned it to you that I come from an apprentice background. You know, I left school, went into a freight train apprenticeship, and I've learned it from the shop floor to get to where I am. So when I am talking to people, I'm not our typical business development, you know, where we just go in and pitch a sell. No, we actually, you know, we kind of sell the concept in terms of understanding how the operational side of it works. And we can kind of relate not only to our commercial colleagues from an airline, from different businesses, but also from the operation point of view. So we kind of relate that conversation. And for us, you know, it's not just about leasing assets, it's about providing that solution, you know, a complete end-to-end solution, working with the airlines. And, you know, for us, every day is very different. So people's drive, people's energy, the way, you know, how things happen in this kind of business, managing the whole thing, it's very different and very unique, and I love it, to be honest with you.
No, and it's lovely to see, Ziggy. That's why I was so pleased to have a chat with you. And also, coming from our backgrounds, and we've known each other a long time, when you see how far ULD management and pooling and the benefit to the overall business, how far that's come, it's exceptional.
You're, again, totally right. I think we kind of miss the importance of ULDs. Because, again, coming back from our ground handling, and when I joined, obviously, sat with Ackers and Ross at the time, and we sat down and we said, just imagine during those COVID times, airlines didn't have the ULDs. They wouldn't have been able to move any of those, PPE stuff. Look at today, airlines, if they seasonality-wise, if they don't have the AKEs, they leave passenger bags behind. You book a holiday for a week, your bag's left behind. That's going to be, to be a disaster for you, for your family, leaving bags behind. That's how important these assets are. And making sure they're actually positioned in all the right areas, right network points for the airline is critical. And, that's what our business does. So thing is, when you put that concept in front of you, it actually proves to you how important ULDs are.
Yeah, and it's also funny, like you're saying, with trade routes and everything, you've got east, west, etc. But you've got one demand going one way and a different demand going the other way. And that conundrum that carriers always had to deal with, it's almost taken away because of the scope and the size of your business now.
No, definitely, and obviously there's a huge imbalance. There was an imbalance of ULD movement when I was in operation because there's certain routes, there's more pallets going out, less bins going out. And that's why in our business we have this crucial OCC centre in Bangkok. That's the brains behind managing the entirety of our ULDs around our network, making sure they're all positioned in the right areas. So those airlines that become our pooling partners don't have that imbalance issue, because with 200,000 plus ULDs around our network, now with the digital portal, we give the whole access to the airline so they know where the ULDs are. So imbalance through the planning that we do doesn't exist in our business because we kind of plan all that for them.
Yeah, and you've had a recent not era, but a golden period of bringing new customers on.
Definitely, yeah.
What do you think has been the main positives as to why those customers have chosen Unilode?
I think it's remaining consistent. The message that we've been, delivering out to the customers has been quite consistent. Initially, a lot of airlines were looking at outsourcing, and when you spoke to them, to some of the legacy airlines, it's very personal because we're sitting in front of a customer saying, by the way, we can do the ULD management for you. They'll say, okay, but then I've got 5 people that do that. So it becomes very personal because they feel like you're trying to take those jobs away. We're not. For us, it's making sure the message is clear and understanding, getting those customers to understand that there are some synergies in outsourcing. CapEx versus OpEx. You don't want those airlines to, invest or purchase or go out and spend millions of pounds on ULDs and not know where they are around the network. That's the important thing. And it actually took us, I would say about a year and a half to get that message across. And, the team that we've been able to build whilst we're here, that has been quite important as well. And when the industry sees certain individuals join that particular organization, it sends a kind of right message because it's a purposeful message out there to say, these guys mean something, they're doing something or they're creating something very special here. So to get that first win was very special. And since then, we've been consistent with our pipeline and pushing, getting that message out there, going and talking to the customers. And there have been moments, Chris, where that we've come back and, they're not hearing what we wanted to hear, but we've remained persistent in terms of still continuing and getting that message over to the customers. And we were sat in the office the other day, what we've had in the last probably 12 months, about 11 new customer partners that have joined us, and that's fantastic. And that's hard work that every individual person in our business has put in. This doesn't happen just by 1 or 2 people.
Yep.
it's a team spirit, and we're kind of been able to get that message across, which has been very, very important to us.
That's lovely. Lovely sentiment, lovely words. And I've always admired your enthusiasm, Ziggy, and good on you.
Thank you.
Really
very much.
enjoyed talking to you. It's always a pleasure meeting you. And I enjoyed our flight together.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.